kuwa nao. Cause when we say ni forever, ni vow tunaweka mimi na wewe tu. Let us go down in history. Niamini na kupenda ni wewe tu. Wakusema watasema, usiku watalala, hawataweza kukupenda vile ninavyokupenda. Amini hata dunia itashindwa na cha kusema, na wakisema ni mapema kupenda tunavyopendana. Tutaishi kama Romeo na Julia kwa sinema. Baby achana na usiwasikize hao. Baby achana na usiwasikize hao. Baby achana na city boy wanna break your heart. City girl they just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you, wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boy wanna break your heart. City girl they just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you, wakuache na maswali bila jibu. Yeah. City boy wanna break your heart. City girl just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you, wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boy wanna break your heart. City girl just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you, wakuache na maswali bila jibu.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.
Shika watazidi na kuteta, vile si tunapendana na hatutawachana. Katika shida watacheka sana, baraka zetu watakemea. Watazidi kungojea, watangojea. Nyakacheng sanikawona, nyakacheng nyakawa yunyithindo, nyakawati.
Radio. Tune in and power up. Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show. A very, I don't know whether I can call it a good morning, because is it really a good morning when we are grappling with, the traffic, the protest that happened yesterday, and so much to talk about that. I honestly do not know how we are supposed to do this being Kenyan thing. So it's a very heavy day for sure. The mood, even I was just coming to work today and passing through town, you could see it on people's faces. Not everybody is not very excited about what is going on in our country. Just looking at the pillage that happened across major stores also, especially along Mombasa Road, with the paid goons that were given small handouts so that they can go and disrupt peaceful protesters as to, what exactly we are fighting for or fighting against, depending on which side you seem to look at it. But it's a conversation that we shall be having in our local and in local news today. We shall just be focusing on what the happenings of yesterday. It was quite a dark day, somber day for most parts of the country, if not the whole nation. But if wherever you're tuning in from, let us know. You can reach out to us on our social media handles, Power Radio, across all socials. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let me get into the day's traffic updates, and then we can take a break and come back and discuss the protest that saw the claiming of one life yesterday and most vandalism and looting of property across the major streets in the CBD. Right, we start off with the Thika Road, and Thika Road is looking very, very busy this morning. Traffic starts all the way from Allsops down into Pangani roundabout. We also have same situation happening along Kiambu Road from DCI into Pangani. Crazy traffic. Limuru Road is also looking quite busy this morning from Village Market all the way down towards Karura. Heaviness, a lot of traffic there. Lower Kabete Road looking very busy from Zen Garden all the way towards the Westgate shopping mall area. Same goes for Peponi Road as well. I can also see that Red Hill link is not looking too good this morning. There's traffic as you go towards Wanyoike Way, which Wanyoike Way is not looking too bad this morning. There's just a little bit of a snarl up as you go from the address all the way towards the ABC place. Then it soon clears out after that. Let's see. Ngong Road is looking very busy as usual. Traffic starts from Junction Mall all the way down towards the Prestige Plaza into Kenyatta, the Kenyatta roundabout. I can also see that Langata Road is looking very busy, especially as you go towards the from the Bomas area, that front as you go towards the Western Mall, all the way the stretch to Uhuru Gardens into Wilson Airport, looking very busy this morning. T-Mall to as you go towards the Raila Odinga Road, just a little bit of a snarl up there, but it soon clears out as you go towards the Bagathi Hospital. Mombasa Road is looking very busy this morning, especially around... No, actually, it's very clear. Nothing much to complain about along Mombasa Road. There's just a little bit of a snarl up there as you go from the Capital Center and just as you head towards the Kenya Railways Museum area. And that's just a little bit of what's happening on our major roads this morning. Let me take a quick breather. When we come back, we get into the day's news roundup, and we are going to keep it one story because it's just a lot to unpack there. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
been a really long time, tangu nikuvutie. I only called today, but I think about you every day. Najua nilichoma, yeah. I take the blame. Juu tangu iyo day, I've never been the same. Find me at B&D of late kila weekendi. Nimekosana na wengi, lakini sisi I'm regretting. I know you know me well, usikate juu niko mlevi. Please don't hang up on me, niache niseme ukweli. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I'm not stalking you, niliona umepost pictures are cost, your new man doing the most. You seem happy, you seem so happy. Called to let you know I'm taken but available for you. Bestie, we nirudishie phone, cause you don't understand what the hell is going on. Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday.
Reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. Needs to know what's in my heart.
Pawa Radio. Power up.
Hey, hello. You look familiar, have I made up with you before? Let's just be serious, kabla uanze tukunipo. Nionyeshe Insta labda nitakukumbuka hivyo. Oh, hey, hello. Sikuamini lakini ni kama nimeona ghost. Miezi mbili ndio maana siwezi pita kino. Na tangu lini ukaanza kuwa na story mob? Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Hey, my heart is there, my pride is there. Don't play, don't even dare. You don't play fair, so hey, there's something here, there's something there. Overlay, it's like a different kind of weather. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai siwezi mind tukienda drinks. Walai na beshte yangu bado takumit. Walai ni wapi ulienda for real? For real. Lakini walai walai, na beshte yangu bado hajacommit, walai, ni wapi ulienda for real, for real. Go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah, lakin, bana, in west, bana, go fit, Allah, go fresh, Allah, lakin, bana, in west, bana.
This is Hendrix Sound.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you.
and like, got me asking like,
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Welcome back. That is Nubia, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. You are tuned in to the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Let me just skim through what is making the dailies. The updates on the cover pages of the Daily Nation and of course the Standard newspaper. And the Daily Nation, the top story is of course yesterday. We witnessed yet again another gruesome occurrences happening with police brutality. Peaceful protesters had gone out to protest for justice for Albert Ojwang, who is now slain. But let's see, the Daily Nation captures troubling partnership between police and gangs revealed in Day of Chaos. And the big word there that is captioned is anarchy. Now, in four subtitles, goons unleash terror, gangs armed with crude weapons wage war on peaceful protesters, attack and rob Kenyans as police officers watch. And we also have something about shot by police bullet, face mask vendor shot in the head at close range by uniformed officer in yet another case of police brutality. The Daily Nation also captures that business shut down, a day of missed sales for traders in Nairobi's CBD, who kept outlets shuttered for fear of vandals and looters. And finally, Ojwang protests spread. Kenyans in Kilifi, Kisumu and Mombasa demand resignation of Deputy Inspector General Lagat over teacher's murder. All right, that story is also same kind of related on the cover page of the Standard newspaper. The caption is Killer Police. He came to sell masks but left with a bullet through his head. Boniface Karaoke thought he'd cash in on protest day by hawking face masks, but a rogue police officer shattered that hope with a shot to the skull. He is fighting a struggle that if he pulls through, life will never be the same again for him. As thugs looted shops unchecked and police looked the other way, Boniface lay bleeding on the pavement. His friend's cry still haunts the chaos. What will his mother, wife and children be told? That's a story that continues on page 3, 4, 5 and 6 of the papers. And really, it's to just kind of re-echo the sentiments that we are currently facing on as a nation. It's really one thing, and then it leads to the other, and then leads to the other, and I think I like the division that the Daily Nation has been able to do. And of course you can grab your copy of the Daily Nation on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 for a special coverage of all the things that were happening. So number one, we are dealing with anarchy. That's definitely what we are dealing with here. When we can have goons that have been hired, and of course reportedly or allegedly, might I say, to avoid any problem or lawsuits on me. Word on the street allegedly have it that the goons have been hired by the government and notable figures as well from the government side, and they've been paid. And of course, people was yesterday we saw on the videos that were going through around social media that these goons were even being escorted by police officers, and they did really unleash terror, as the Daily Nation is capturing here. I could see videos of Kenyans being robbed in broad daylight. Then there was also, of course, a big blow to the businesses that were the goons. These goons again went to vandalize many shops across many cities, especially, not many cities, but across many shops, especially the ones that are located along Moi Avenue. It was very, really gruesome to see a very, very obscene photo, a very obscene imagery there of goons vandalizing shops, shops of innocent Kenyans who just wanted to go about their business as usual, but hence forced to shut down, only for them to be vandalized, only for them for their businesses to be looted by these goons, these so-called goons that have been hired by where we can't yet confirm by who, but of course there's reports going on. And so and then of course the big story is Boniface Karaoke. That's the mask trader there that was shot at close range by a uniformed police officer. Again, another case of police brutality. Am I surprised? No, we are not surprised. But is it a continuous worry? Like who? And I think I saw some protesters yesterday. They had worn t-shirts of "Who will protect us from the police?" and just continues to show the kind of struggle that we are facing as a nation right now. So it's one, the freedom of protest, the freedom of demonstrating for whatever it is that we want to see has been curtailed, right? Constitutionally, we have the power. Constitutionally, we have the right to be able to be on the streets. We are empowered by the Constitution to go out and protest for whatever cause we think is important. So people had gone out to protest for the justice of Albert Ojwang, right? Yet when Kenyans come together to go and protest for what is right, then the police officers are unleashed, and then now you have to deal with cases of police brutality, and who knows whether Boniface Karaoke is gonna make it alive. We still do not have reports of his well-being right now. No, he's still at the Kenyatta National Hospital. I think the last report had said that he is fighting for his life at the Kenyatta National Hospital. So we have come to a very it's quite difficult to grapple with the imagery that we are seeing. It's quite difficult to grapple with the kind of country that we are living in. We are dealing with anarchy. We are dealing with goonism. We are dealing with a political class that has absolute no value for human life. We are dealing with a country where the leaders are power hungry, and that it does not matter, even if the sacrifice becomes bloodshed, if the sacrifice becomes losing lives for them to remain in power, for them not to be held accountable, for our systems not to be held accountable, then they will do whatever it takes for them to preserve their power. And so we are dealing with a very gruesome situation right here. It's one of failed leadership. It's one of failed systems. It's one of failing our constitutionalism and what the Constitution gives us way for. It's one for, I guess the word here is really, I think I would have to agree with what the Daily Nation has captured it as. It's a state of anarchy, a state of lawlessness, right? It's a state of anybody, as long as you are in power or you are adjacent to some level of power, then you get to decide what the rest of the country is going to dance to. You get to define what the freedoms of the citizens are going to look like, or the lack thereof. And so I at this point, I don't even think that the calling on the IPOA is something that we can do, because they've shown us obviously over and over and over again that first of all, the name Independent Policing Oversight Authority. One, it's not independent because If it were independent, the police officers would not have their way and have their say at the end of it. Every person that has been found, being a perpetrator of police brutality, any police officer that has been found to be a perpetrator of police brutality should be answerable right now. No one is above the law. So that part of independent, not independent, it's very compromised. And we have not seen any police person being held in custody for the acts of injustice and police brutality. Cold-blooded killings, maiming people, forceful disappearances. We've not seen anyone being held into account. Then the oversight, right? It's an independent oversight authority. You are not in authority if you've not, there's nothing that has come out of since the first person who was slain from even the June 2024. Let's even not think about before June 2024 at the anti-finance bill protests. Beyond that, of course, that's a story for another day. But if we are to recount the many deaths that have gone and given justice and answered for and accounted for, I don't think the IPOA is the system that we should be giving the power that we think, or rather, I don't think that. In other words, I'm saying that IPOA has failed, and it has failed terribly. We need to really start having a conversation about which are the higher systems and structures that we can put in place to ensure that the police force, whoever is found perpetrating these hyenas acts, very barbaric act against the people, against the public, is brought to book. So it's obviously a conversation that is not ending. I think June is just going to always be memorial one for the people, but also the memorial, in terms of the memorial of grappling with a very distasteful regime, that's for sure, and the memorial of having to deal with a state of lawlessness and anarchy. And so it's a conversation that will not end here. There are rumors that the protest continues tomorrow, and so we'll just wait to see what exactly comes out of this. But for in-depth analysis, please grab your copy of the Standard and the Daily Nation. They've done quite a wide range of the stories that have come out of yesterday's protest. So, right, let's end that there. When we come back, I have been joined by Irene, Nyiva, as well as Nancy Ndanu. They are from Budgeti Hub, and we are going to be looking at, we're going to be critically assessing the budget, right? The Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, John Buddy, just read the national budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026, and so we shall be looking at the budget, the reading, first of all, some of the budget processes. You also need to understand the budget processes as well. We shall also be looking at some of the things that the CS of Treasury was able to capture in his reading of the national budget 2025-2026. Is it a miss? Who are the big winners in terms of sectors, whether it be health, education, water, energy as well? Who are the major losers as well? And then what are some of the ways that we can mitigate to ensure that we have a budget that works not only for a select few, but it works for even the Kenyan public across the board? And what will it mean for the taxpayers as well as the economic progress and development of this country? So let me see you after this short musical break with that conversation. See you after this.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Angel in disguise, sent from heaven just to give my broken heart another chance. When ni malaika wangu, every single time you are away, my heart forgets just how to be. And maybe I should let you know, even if the earth should fly away, I'd find a way to you. Maybe I should let you know. Every single night I ask the Lord to keep you safe. For me, the moonlight in the dark, shining brighter than the brightest star will ever see. Malaika nakupenda, na kila saa you're far away, my heart forgets just how to be. And maybe I should let you know that even if the earth should fly away, I'd find a way. And maybe I should let you know, yeah. Every single night I ask the Lord to keep you safe for me. Should fly away, I'll find a way to you.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.
Hey. 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 A main switch production. Hey. Mapenzi ni bahari lisilo na mwisho. Mapenzi ni moto kwa roho na haichomi. Nimempenda msichana ewa kisonko, mi humona kwenye ndoto usiku nikiwa ghetto. Huishi Runda, kwetu ni Dandora. Kuna rusho makombora na kumeja wakora. Lakini je anakupenda, najua we unampenda. Basi nenda pole pole, siku moja utampata. Penzi wangu never leave me. Penzi wangu rende pole pole. Take it slow as you go step by step. Take it slow as you go step by step. Anabonga tukilami, hapendi mama pima, hapendi za madondo, anataka tu mapiza. Anabonga tukilami, hapendi mama pima, hapendi za madondo, anataka tu mapiza. Enda pole pole, bado unasaka, chote unataka, with time utapata. Hakuna matata, enda pole pole, bado unasaka. Penzi wangu never leave me. Penzi wangu rende pole pole. Take it slow as you go step by step. Take it slow as you go step by step. Penzi
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. Na baraka zina shuka. Baraka zina shuka.
Sifa, panda, baraka, shuka. Sifa, panda, baraka, shuka.
Itisha pata 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 pata. Itisha pata 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 pata. Itisha pata 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 pata. Itisha pata 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 pata.
Blessing me faster, wako hakuna matata. Blessing me faster, wako hakuna matata. Huku na huku na huku na huku, wako hakuna matata. Huku na huku na huku na huku, wako hakuna matata. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. Na baraka zina shuka. Baraka zina
Niko fresh and clean. Niko fresh and clean. Niko na more flavor, more flavor, more cheddar.
Marriage wax manze come through.
Na watoi warembo so true.
Sina madeni mfuko imejaa.
Sai tuna live dream tuliota.
Amenipa mengi mengi, amefanya mengi mengi. Murembo wangu minji minji, murembo wangu minji minji. Nasema amenipa mengi mengi, amefanya mengi mengi. Murembo wangu minji minji, murembo wangu minji minji.
when the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. Na baraka zina shuka. Baraka zina
Nilifunga kwa siri, akani bless yo siri, yendo mzingba zenga na mngamdu na zoza hapa deva wezi bonga.
mimi na mimi na mimi na mimi nae baraka zangu.
Mimi na mimi na mimi na mimi nae baraka zangu.
Mimi na mimi na mimi na mimi nae baraka zangu. Blessing me faster, wako hakuna matata. Blessing me faster, wako hakuna matata. Huku na huku na huku na huku, wako hakuna matata.
Nasema
Huku na huku na huku na huku, wako hakuna matata. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. When the praises go up, baraka zina shuka. Praise go up, baraka zina shuka. Na baraka zina shuka. Baraka zina
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Right, that is Dominion with Shuka, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am your host. And because I'm not your government, I promise and I deliver. I did promise that we are going to have a team from Budgeti Hub. They're doing amazing work with budgets, and we are going to be looking a critical look at the just read national budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026. You know, the CS Treasury, John Buddy, was able to share some of the projections as concerning the national budget for the country last week. So that's the conversation that we're going to be having. And who else to have this conversation with other than the team from Budgeti Hub? And now I will allow them to introduce themselves, starting with the lady on my immediate left.
Thank you, Anne, for
Yes.
inviting us today.
Sure. Good morning.
Good morning to you. My name is Ndanu.
Yes.
I'm a professional economist,
Right.
and the public space, this public finance space has been a key thing to my journey.
Yes.
So I just champion for open and inclusive budgeting processes where the government is not only, making sure they are transparent, but also including the public
Yes.
in every budget decision that they are making all through the budget cycle.
Right.
So it's an honor to be here
Yeah.
and can't wait to have this candid conversation with you.
Amazing. We are honored to have you. And now to the lady on my extreme left.
Morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to
Karibu.
see you too.
Yes.
My name is Irene Nyiva.
Yes.
And I also work with Budgeti Hub and the programs team doing communications.
Right.
And I think one thing for me, I've been very passionate about budgets, and this is an interest that has spanned over time based on the need that you see and some of the real-time challenges that you experience every day at the community, and just centering them that government has a role
Yes.
in enhancing the services that the citizens need. And I think that's the core of our budget, of our work at Budgeti Hub as well.
Yes.
We do a lot of work around budgets, engaging with communities,
Yes.
engaging with civil society organizations, different interest groups, because there are people who might not be organizations, but they are interested in budgets at different capacities.
Right.
So we engage with them, doing capacity building, doing also a lot of research in terms of areas that we continue to see gaps, or areas we would want to know more about what is happening in
Yes.
the budget, how the trends have been over time. So we also do a lot of research. We also do a lot of advocacy, because as you'll realize, as you do budgets, it calls for engagement with government. So we also do advocacy. And as an organization, we are keen on learning. So learning with our partners, learning even with the communities, because even as you do budgets, you learn that there's a way you view budgets,
Yes.
but there's a way, the lived experiences of how budgets work.
Yeah.
So assuming we say that budgets are inclusive,
Right.
but you go to the community and engage with communities, and then you see the different inequalities, disparities that pose, then you are able to see and even now start viewing budgets from a different angle. So I think even for us,
Yes.
we are also keen on learning as an organization.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. Yeah, so you did mention that a lot of your work, has to do with educating the public about budgets and budget cycles and how the budget works. So could you take us through that budget cycle before we see John Buddy in front of the house reading for us a whole document of almost 2 hours? What has happened in the behind the scenes up until that moment, and then what happens in the next budget cycle?
So maybe where I can start, and I know my colleague Nancy here will also chip in at some point,
Yes, please.
is that the budget has 4 stages. So we have budget formulation, we have budget approval, we have budget implementation, and we have budget audits. And there are different documents that fall under the 4 stages, and there are also different actors. So when you think about, when we talk about budget formulation, it squarely falls under the executive. So they formulate the budgets, and the documents that you see there are things like the County Integrated Development Plan, which is the 5-year. At the county level, we have the County Integrated Development Plan, which in a way gives the 5-year priorities that the counties intend to do. But I think, as I mentioned, that it's very important for me to say that the budget process is is a concurrent process, both at the national and at the county level. So the decisions that are happening are similar. It's only that maybe some few documents might have different names, but they serve more or less the same purpose.
Yeah.
So like a key process that happened before the reading that we have, before the process that we saw the cabinet secretary actually doing the reading, is somewhere around August last year, because the new financial year starts in 1st of July. So after around August thereabout, there's the circular that is issued, just directing the national government, directing counties in terms of how they intend to prepare their budgets. And then a key process that also happens after that at the county level, there's the annual development plan where communities are called just to discuss the budget process, give their priorities and the likes. And then we also have sector hearings, which are the first entry level for people just discussing the sectoral, how the sector in a way look like, and the ceilings that come forth. And then we also have like the budget policy statement at the national level, and the CFSP, which is the county, CFSP is the county fiscal strategy paper at the county level, which indicate the priorities and give in a way the ceilings. And I think that's where the conversation around budget become like they start coming to life. So even now when we are discussing the budget that was read last week, you'll hear people making a lot of reference to the budget policy statement that was read in February. And after that, there's definitely the place of public participation that happens both at the, that is done by the National Assembly. And now they went to the counties and the BAC committee gave their report. So there's really a lot of things that go, but what we cover is budget formulation and approval. So the finance bill and the budget estimates that were read, they now fall under the budget approval. So I think we, in like 1 year, what we do is budget formulation, budget approval. And then now, the budget that has now been read, its implementation will now start in 1st of July. And then we do the implementation, and then we'll start as well formulating the budget for the other financial year, because the budget process is also concurrent, so it doesn't stop. So as we implement, we are formulating the budget for the other financial year, and then the audit process comes thereafter. So essentially, the budget process takes like close to 2.5 years for a whole financial year to start and end.
Like roll out. Yes, and you touch on the finance bill, and I will come to you, Nancy. Take us through a little bit of the finance bill 2025 and some of the maybe, you know, Kenyans have really not been so happy about the finance bill altogether. I think it was hated back in the finance bill of 2024. Is the finance bill 2025 any different, and how does it speak to the fiscal year 2025-2026?
Thank you, Anne. So let me start from where Irene left. Please. Now we have the budget. So, and we're in the approval stage. And one thing that we all need to know is that the finance bill is what is going to finance that budget that was just read. So this finance bill really outlines the different tax measures that the government is going to put in place to make sure we get enough resources that are so sufficient to finance that budget. So initially the 2024 was withdrawn because at some point we felt, you know, we were being pressed as the taxpayers.
Punitive,
So at this level of, we saw that the 2025 finance bill was not more into introducing new tax measures. So like no more taxes, but what the government is trying to do is to ensure like revenue is mobilized, like whatever we have, we are trying to close the loopholes that are already existing. So it's just trying to make sure we are streamlining the different measures that we have, just to make sure like we are raising. So for instance, for this finance bill 2025, we aim to raise like 30 billion. So yes, we know we have a budget, but the question would be like, with that 30 billion that we aim to raise with the finance bill, enough to, you know, cover the budget that we are saying that it's going to be around maybe 3.3 trillion. That is the ordinary revenue that we aim like to raise. So some of the finance issues that I felt like I would touch on today's discussion
Yes, please.
is, yes, we have the different tax requirements that we have, and I would like to maybe come forth and bring some aspect that I saw in the Excise Duty Act. So the finance bill was proposing, for instance, to introduce a definition of a digital marketplace, just to include the online platforms where, everyone, the small businesses, even has the youths who use the content creation, like the online platforms.
Yeah.
So they are trying to introduce that, because we've seen like people, yes, they're using these platforms, but they're not being taxed. And bearing in mind that currently the unemployment rate is so high.
Yes.
So like the individuals that are in the country are trying to just look for those different places where they can, look for resources and see how they can sustain themselves. So what for me, I tried to see, like, if you're going to tax these people, like you're trying to just find a source of income. So now imagine you have this platform where you're going to be taxed, and it's not like you're making a lot of money. So that would mean even the little that you are getting is being taxed, and that you would intend to increase the cost of you selling that product, to make sure at the end of the day you're being left with something, because you're in a business, you need profit, at the same time you need an income that will even help you to even get more of those products that you are selling. So for me, it was like, how about the government to see the unemployment rate is so high, so let's just give these people who are using the online platforms the freedom to do that, and not to tax them, because we're already having that tax burden that is cutting across to all people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Irene, there is something now. Let's shift our gears to the 2025-2026 budget reading. And in one of, while the cabinet secretary, Mr. Mbadi, was giving his reading, he was able to capture this year's theme and I will read it. It's quite a mouthful. Stimulating sustainable economic recovery for improved livelihoods, job creation, business and industrial prosperity in line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. That's the better. So what are some of the concerns that you have with this theme as it stands, and what does it even mean to begin with, and what does it mean for even the Kenyan taxpayer and for our economic progression? That was quite a statement.
I see why that theme would come into place, because as it highlights, it's trying to amplify the government's commitments. And we know the government has been very committed in just saying they're pushing for better. And part of those, we have things that to do with agriculture, which are some of the enablers that were mentioned in the theme. But I know some of the concerns that people might have, especially in the economic times that we are in, things are quite difficult. So when we speak about, and I know these are things that have been mentioned even when the president has been out there in different forums where people are coming out just in terms of even asking for jobs, which is like a key economic, like an enabler of just enhancing your income. And as Nancy mentioned, the income, most people's income have not grown. If anything, our poverty levels have actually increased.
Skyrocketed,
So I think there's been that demand, especially from the citizen side, just seeking for more jobs, and how jobs have played out, it's in different things. I know there are those who are interested in agriculture and in the likes. So I think why the theme would like in a way sound like a double thing is because there's what better committed to, but there's what has been realized until now, and there might be a significant gap there in between in terms of the indicators and even how things have panned out. So I think that's why people might have picked an issue with the theme being controversial or something, but it's just because of the different sides of the coin.
So we are currently working with a budget of 4.29 trillion Kenya shillings, and I mean that's quite a budget right there. But I want us to now talk a little bit about the discrepancies that have been highlighted across various sectors. You know, most Kenyans did feel that some sectors were overfunded while others were underfunded. You know, talk about education taking quite the big percentage of over 700 billion Kenya shillings from the budget. We also have a big percent of that budget going towards the Teacher Service Commission. We also had a budget from health, things like agriculture and that. So could you kindly contextualize for us who are some of the big winners from the budget, and is it even palatable to have a budget that seems as if we have misplaced our priorities, you know? Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about that as well.
So, as you outrightly said, we had the budget that was read, that was 4.9 trillion, that was read by the CS.
Yeah.
And there are different things that you would pick. While things might look okay in terms of the absolute figures that were presented, as you said, you can outrightly say education is one of the winners based on the fact that it got one of the biggest chunks of money.
Yes.
But when you go just reading through the lines, there are things that you would pick in terms of areas that you would need to see more emphasis, which has not translated into that. And I'd maybe give an example in the education sector.
Yes.
So, like things to do with the higher education learning institutions.
Yes.
I think that was one of the areas where there was like what was provided didn't look like adequate, especially with the growing number of students, even more of them seeking help.
Yeah.
I think there was quite some need to people, like the figure allocated there was quite low compared to the need that was there. And I know one of the concerns that was there when the budget policy statement was read was that there was no money for invigilation. And I think that caused quite a concern to many parents, because now what does that mean? Does it mean if I'm not able to pay? Because I think the direction that it was taking is that it's something that parents could foot on their end. And it raised quite some concerns. And it was actually allocated for in the budget that was, when the back report was, which is the Budget and Appropriations Committee, when they submitted the report, there was actually an allocation for that. But when you just go in terms of the line, the money for that invigilation was actually like a cut from basic education and secondary education to get the 50 plus trillion, not trillion, like billion that was allocated to the sector. So you see, it's just like a trade-off of reducing here and adding there. So I know there are also, in terms of even, the education is one that has a lot of capitation that needs for students in terms of even how they are funded in school. So I think there were some quite concerns there, which can always be factored in and enhanced. When you come to like things like in health, there was an actual concern. And some of the concerns were based on the fact that health is one of the sectors that is heavily donor funded. And we actually saw a shift in terms of funding with now the program
withdrawal.
Of the US aid, which left a quite big chunk. And we know that they fund quite a number of things. So things to do with vaccines, HIV, TB, and the like. And I know there are some allocations there that have been given towards the same. But based on the need that is there, there's definitely a gap in terms of the people, the need versus what is provided. So I think when you take a keen look on the budget, some of the discrepancies were on the fact that what is being provided and what is the need that is actually there, there's actually a gap. So, because I know like for vaccines, it was 4.6, I think, million or thereabout. But the need out there is definitely more. In the first few months, there was actually an issue of stockouts where people were saying we are going to hospitals, there are no vaccines
there's
and
no-
the likes.
yeah.
So you definitely feel there's a need, and what that would translate to is us seeing like funding towards the same. So there are definitely discrepancies here and there in terms of even some of the areas that the government has highlighted that it's one of their focus areas, like agriculture. We have the subsidies. We also have the seeds that are given to farmers, the maize seeds. And in both of them, there was actually like a drop in allocation. And that speaks to now we see you prioritizing these areas. But in actual, when you come to the absolute figures, what is allocated for, it does not translate to the same. So I think those are some of the concerns that were being raised in terms of even the sector, the sectors and the allocations that were being proposed.
Right.
Yeah.
What does this budget mean for the Kenyan taxpayer, Nancy?
So let me start by saying this. The budget is out, and first we are saying like we are expecting to have a budget expenditure of 4.2 trillion.
Yes.
And what we can raise is about 3.3 trillion. Okay, so 4.2 something, let's say 4.3 trillion, and now we have 3.3 trillion is what we can raise. So we have a deficit that we need to pay back, or we need to look for resources to finance it. So what that means is because Kenya we already have the taxes that are going to finance the budget that we're seeing is the 3.3 trillion what we are able to raise internally. But now the deficit, we need to look for finances, and this would mean us going to having borrowings. So we already having borrowings internally and also externally, and for sure we have been raising over and over years that our public debt burden is so high. So what this means is, because the government will, and I was looking at what let me check at it. So the government was saying for them to finance the deficit, they will have a net foreign financing of 287 billion, and for domestic is 636 billion. So now that means we still are relying on debt, and that would mean in the future or in the next financial year we'll have to also have in mind that for that debt that you're going to borrow, we'll still have to finance the interest rates and whatnot. So in the coming future, this means even for instance, during our last financial year, we saw the Euro bonds being paid, and what we did, we borrowed another loan to pay that. So because the principal amount that needs to be paid is due, and we have to pay, but we don't have that money, so we end up borrowing further to you're borrowing to pay a loan. So like, how does that make sense?
It does not make sense.
It does not make sense in any way. So for us as taxpayers, we are still need to have it in mind that coming in the other financial year that are coming, we still need to have it in mind that we are still going to have our tax being raised to make sure that the government is able to raise enough revenue to not only have for our tax or our government expenditure, but also to pay the tax debts that we are owing these other governments that we're having out here.
Oh, well, you've touched on something that I would really, really love to come back and talk about, but it's a good place to take a quick breather. We are in the studio with Nancy, Ndanu, and Irene Nyiva from Budgeti Hub, and we are looking critically at the just read national budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026, trying to make sense of what exactly it means for you as a Kenyan taxpayer. What does it mean for the economic status, whether it progress and development for you as a Kenyan mwananchi, and also what it would portend for your cost of living. Yes, it's clear from what they've said that this budget quite blatantly does not favor the Kenyan taxpayer. So we shall come back and continue with that conversation. If you have any questions, I can see that people are sending in their comments and questions as well. So we will direct them to our two panelists this morning. But let's take a quick breather. We come back and we continue with our conversation this morning. Keep it Pawa Radio. Do not move a muscle. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Niwe, nahepa kukucheki. Anipenda yeye nimemwacha nyumbani, yeye hajui. Baby wanichanganya zingua maliza mimi sijiwezi. Ni makosa baby, forbidden fruit so sweet. Naenda mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo. Acha kunishika mkono hivo. Ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo si tumeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niliye naye, but wanna let me be. Naenda mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo. Naenda mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo, 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 taboo. Wewe ni taboo, taboo.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.
Yeah. Let me dance de messieurs. Écoutez-moi tout le monde. Pounette. Alicious. Everybody come on, come on. Let's dance.
Bonae, tout le monde, hey. Africani, my chérie, tout le monde, hey. Nipate hunting meet and greet, sipping ladies of their feet. Bongo Kongo na lingio, naingiza shilingi siringi. Oh, oh yeah, wanataka more. Nashika mic na wakabako, always tighter than before. Nafanya loco international, locomotion kila nation. Woko moko noko washa moto moto kasambusa, nakagusa kama riga.
Aligoso, aligoso.
Unitarios Nicola.
Aligolo, aligolo.
Tuzupende liboso.
Aligoso, aligoso.
Afriko bimbali kola.
Aligolo, aligolo. Pizza, pata.
Pizza, pizza, mata.
Pata. Pizza, pata.
Sugar, sugar, mata.
Pizza, pata.
Pizza, pizza,
napita na ye, mgenge zake kugonga na ye, anakaa fiti mina bonga na ye, akileta noma mina bonda ye, Afrika, Kenya, Kongo na ye, shika jamu koma na ye, kini genge mobimba bolinga na ye, kuna kapari ye, swaga mekubali kuna party ye, kala kasupa ndo kakari ye, kana ka chicken da kakari ye, kaikari ye, minjo mgenge wawadi, so soft to a super scared didi, ladies wanna go with me but buga missing naga time. Aligoso, aligoso, unitari sios Nicole, aligolo, aligolo, tuzukende ligoso, aligoso, aligoso, Afrika bimba Nicole, aligolo, aligolo, pita, pata, pita, pita, pata, pita, pata, shuka, shuka, pata, pita, pita, pata, pita, pata, shuka, shuka, pata, tuzukende ligoso. Alicious, this one's so delicious. Me for the Christmas, sangu tuni mos mos. Shika ganji na kuflos. Africa mobimba, mokili mobimba. Kenya Congo mobimba. Commotion kwenye flow. Do the pressure king of flow. Ladies, this how we go. Alakita, mata, kita, mata. Boss ina mata. Iko mini I'm getting outer daily boss na kula mata. Aligoso, aligoso, unitari sios Nicole, aligolo, aligolo, tuzukende ligoso, aligoso, aligoso, Afrika bimba Nicole, aligolo, aligolo, pita, pata, pata, pita, pata, pita, pata, shuka, shuka, pata, pita, pata, pata, shuka, shuka, pata, tuzukende ligoso, ligoso, licolo, ligoso, licolo, unitari sios, ligoso, ligoso, licolo, licolo, unitari sios.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Ponit featuring the very beautiful and talented Alicios, and it's playing right here. Oh, the song is Mobimba. It's playing right here on Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. My name is Wanyoike. I'm your host, and you are still tuning in to the Power Morning Drive Show. I'm here joined by Ndanu and Irene Nyiva from Budgeti Hub. We are in the midst and the bones of discussing and unpacking and dissecting the budget that was just read by the CS Treasury, Mr. John Mbadi, for the fiscal year 2025-2026, and just trying to make sense of what this budget might mean for the Kenyan taxpayer. So let's continue and hop back into our conversation. Now, I have a question about something that the CS was able to shed a light on, and he did say that in April this year he was able to launch the e-procurement platform, which is supposed to be a platform that sort of optimizes how public finance is managed. So it's a public finance management platform, as well as create avenues for the accountable and transparent use of public monies. Do you believe that it's going to help us in any way, or it's just another platform for Kenyan government to come out with a so-called solution, but it ends up being another problem?
Yeah, so thank you. And so for the e-procurement system that, Buddy said that they had allocated and now it's in place, was trying to more or less trying to curb the corruption in Kenya, because as taxpayers, we expect to see like our money is being used in the intended purpose,
Yes.
and there is no more corruption and the waste that always happen. So well, it's promising. I feel it also raises some concern. For instance, implementation challenges. So yes, you've raised the system, but are you sure like the suppliers are well trained and they've already adopted, this system into their place, just to make sure like everything that their procurement is well captured, and also as a citizen we can access and just be able to follow through what has been happening. But also I feel when it comes to the political influence risk, like, for procurement to happen, like at some time we always say like you're trying to follow someone's mandate or someone's telling you something to do.
Yes.
So like for me I would raise a question of are we sure looking at the political side of things, like are we sure the bidding processes are being done fairly? So it is a promising thing, but at the same time it's also raising concerns on how the implementation would pan out to be.
And also kind of tied to that, because with issues of procurement, of course the biggest problem is corruption. And why is it corruption? There's ways of wanting to raise revenue for the government in one way or the other. So my next question to you would be, beyond traditional taxes, are there innovative or underutilized revenue streams that the budget overlooks, especially as you talk about the Kenya's economic landscape and that context?
Okay, so we know like we always say like we will use tax to fund our budget, but I think from where I sit, over years we've seen like the revenue targets that you always set, we don't always meet them. So for instance, now we're having a budget deficit of 923 billion that we are saying we have to finance through borrowing.
Right.
So for me, one of the alternatives that I think the government could consider is the public-private partnerships. Like at some point we've seen the private sector doing well. Then our question would be, how about the government collaborating with them, for instance, to do the development projects where we've highly relied on the debt or the public debts that we're always turning out to always seeking for the sake of the development projects, because we've seen over years whatever we are raising, a lot of it is going to our recurrent expenditure. So now the development expenditure is left with very less amount of money, meaning like over time we are not going to see these development projects being done on a timely basis, because for instance you see the government trying to phase the projects. So that means service delivery, like there would be low service delivery, and for us citizens I think that would be disadvantaged, because as we are paying tax to get the services, so if I'm not able to just walk into any public hospital and get the services that I intend to get, or I would lack drugs, and then I'd be referred to a private sector. That means like I have to go to my pocket just to cater for that cost. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, so why am I paying these taxes if I'm not able to get the services that I want at the intended time?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Let's now shift gears also to kind of get in depth with the work that you do at Bajeti Hub. And I think a big problem for the longest time has always been public participation, or the lack of it, or the lack of effectively engaging the public when it comes to whether it be issues of governance, or whether it be the issues of political education. But specifically, I think with the budget, you can share with us for sure that it's been a challenge. So what are some of the barriers that you have seen as when you go to localities or communities, even in the mashinani and the grassroots level, and how is Bajeti Hub empowering communities to at least be more engaged with what is happening within the public finance management cycle and budget processes as well?
I'd start by saying that public participation is really a core element of meaningful engagement. And even as we speak to this, I think we've also been, in a way, lauding government efforts in terms of how they've also, like, in a way, like, tried to enhance public participation.
Yes.
Because even with the budget that we are discussing right now, they actually went to like 11 counties just seeking their views and their opinions. While we also know that it's not like a lot
Yes.
because 11, it leaves a margin of 30 plus counties that were not engaged. So, but we see that as just goodwill. And I think our effort or our call to action to government has just been to upscale and just to continue doing public participation because we know the power that it brings.
Yes.
In terms of the barriers that have been there in terms of how public participation is done, I think one biggest one has been the fact that public participation calls are actually done on newspapers. And when you think about, especially in today's generation, how many people consume their information through newspapers, it's actually like a small margin. And there has been a shift. So most people now are consuming their information maybe from digital platforms and the likes. So I think even as the government says it does public participation, I think also our ask there has always been if they can adopt other innovative mediums just to enhance, because as the demographics of the people move, there's also need for us to adopt to how they are.
Yes.
Another big component has always been on information, and that is to the budget documents. And a gap that we see is that I know even as people discuss maybe a certain budget decision, there'll always be concerns in that maybe this document was just availed 3 days, 1 week ago. We've not had the adequate time to go through the document.
Yes.
In some cases, especially at county level, they actually go to a public participation and you might find that the decision that they're discussing, they actually don't have the document itself.
The information.
So it's during that session where maybe the person who's leading the forum comes with the hard copy and is trying to read out some of the things that are there. But we can all agree if that's the mode you're adopting, then the people cannot effectively engage.
Right.
There's definite need for people to have this information beforehand, for them to have the opportunity to go through, raise their concerns. If it's actors, maybe because at times it's communities, then they are also able to see how they can mobilize in terms of even engaging. Because another challenge as well is where public participation forums are.
Yeah.
And that speaks to different demographics, because we know there are different needs. So if it's women, they might be occupied in terms of household things.
Okay.
If it's people with disabilities, if you want them to engage and maybe let's say the venue is far away, then they might not effectively participate. Because now you see these are like a transport barrier for them to go there. Maybe it might mean that they get there late. And now we also know some of the challenges they face in terms of even just picking in their input. So there are a couple of challenges that we've seen. But I think one of the things that as an organization we are actually proud is that budgets are now at the center of people's conversation. It's no longer the time that people didn't care about budgets. I think if there's one thing that you'll mention now and people will, you'll see a lot of traction is just around budgets.
Yeah.
And what this has meant is there's also demand from the people themselves that give us these budget documents. We will analyze the documents. We will also mobilize, tell people what these documents entail. I think last year's finance bill is a good example where we saw people translating the documents into their vernacular languages in a bid to ensure that if I'm a Kamba myself, just ushago and participate effectively. They understand
what is
the
going
tax
on.
language. They understand everything that is captured. So I think there has been effort from the citizen side as well. And I think that is something that we continue to laud for people just to get engaged, because an informed citizenry, it will definitely push conversations in the right direction. So I think those are some of the barriers and also some of the good things that we've also seen in terms of how people are engaging right now.
What would you term as the contributing factor to the shift of people all of a sudden wanting to be involved in matters budget? Yeah.
I think there could be different things in terms of what contributed to the shift and even people wanting to know. you'd give different things. So I think like one of the things that you hear people saying is on public debt. So people are like, our public debt has been rising. What is this public debt going to? So that speaks to people want to know if you are getting debt, which is on what Nancy mentioned, the deficit, if you're getting public debt, what is it going to fund? So I think there are different like enablers that have enabled people to like have that shift in terms of how the getting their interest in terms of engaging with budgets. And it's just things in the correct perspective, because I know there are people who like we are giving taxes. And if you're giving taxes, we need effective services. So if I'm paying my taxes and I have to, like, if I'm to seek health services, I have to like go to a private hospital. You see what that means is I'm actually draining my income to cater for my health expenses.
That's
but
right.
if we had a functional health system, what that would mean is the system is able to ensure that I get effective services. So I think it's been many components thereabout, and now citizens are gaining that interest in that they actually want to see the money going into the right places. I think that's just the running call. People just want to see money going into the right places.
Right. Okay. Nancy, I will come to you now. And in your own assessment, is the budget's commitment to job creation and youth empowerment something to go by? And are these allocated resources likely to yield significant results in addressing Kenya's unemployment crisis, underemployment crisis, you know? Yeah, speak to us about that.
Okay, like I'd said initially, our unemployment rates are so high.
Yes.
And that would tell by even the people who are going to streets. They're not going to streets because they are working, because they are jobless, and they're just trying to see like things are getting right for them to get these job opportunities. So from the budget that we saw, like one thing that I would say, for all sectors, we always have jobs. Okay, so for instance, if you see the housing initiative that the Kenya Kwanza government has always been every now and then shining upon, we've seen a significant allocation being made to that initiative. So that means when the construction is happening across all the counties, the youths or any other person is getting job opportunities there. And what I would say is, when you look at the youth empowerment, I was trying to look at the budget, and for the youth part, I was looking for instance, they're saying they have 9.9 billion for the National Youth Service. They have 3.6 for the National Youth Opportunity Towards Achievement. We always call it Nyota. And we have 0.8 billion going to Kenya Jobs Economic Transformation, and we have 0.6 billion towards promoting youth empowerment and vocational training in Kenya. So yes, we are seeing that the government is trying to allocate some amount of a significant amount towards job creation and also youth empowerment. But my concern would be the implementation of this money. And a question I would ask is, are these funds really even reaching the intended beneficiaries? Yes, we've seen people going to NYS, but now when it comes to vocational training, the way Irene was saying, under the education sector, you'd find like people are raising concern even to the amount of money that is being directed to the vocational trainings. We've seeing some counties complaining that they don't even have staff to train in these institutions. So you'd wonder, yes, we have some allocation being done to the vocational trainings, but do we even have the personnel to do that? So one thing that I would say, yes, there's the intention, but still we still have this concern on the implementation efficiency and the fact that the government needs to make sure like the intended purpose for this money needs to reach the intended beneficiary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me come to your comments, and I can see, shout out to DJ CJ Kenya. He's saying, good morning, good people. Happy you're all safe. Yes, we are. We hope you are safe as well. I can also see that we have farm sceneries. Anasema Makueni tuko locked courtesy of DJ CJ. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions for our guests this morning, please shoot them our way and they will be sure to answer your questions. Let's take one more song and then we come back and we conclude our conversation this morning. So we have already tackled the major hits and misses, concerns of the budget of 2025. So where do we go from here? What are some of the predictions that our guests can already foretell as to where we go from this point going forward? So let's take a quick breather. We come back and we conclude our conversation this morning. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ajuae ni mama, uchungu wake mwana. Ajuae ni mama, uchungu wake mwana. Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu, jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini?
Simu yake iko mteja, by this time yeye wakeja. Napata miss call kibao, kwani leo ni hao? Sito screami na echo esto nzima. TV screens ya mini Kenya News nasema kuna jina, bibi akipoteza bwana, mtoto akipoteza mzazi, mama akipoteza mwana, mnamuita nande? Ilikuwa tu jana, hiyo sio future alipanga. Kukula tele parliament ni makosa ina deserve bullet. Hakupeana life for the struggle, alinyang'anya ujana kwa zalendo, kubeba flag na water bottle. Mnawasha kando kurudi kwa mwapenda hao. Nguvu nitapata wapi kubeba casket ya mwanao?
Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu, jeraha litapona lini? Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu, jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini?
Press briefing walibandikwa jina za kutisha. Fani ushuru nilipa, ilinunua bullet kwa nyang'anya uhai. Mzazi na feel nilikuwa accomplice. Short as eulogy, grip ya mchanga mkononi, narusha wa fast flag imewarap around casket. Bury the Kenyan dream once again, the Kenyan nightmare in a win. Akiamka ilikuwa siku kama ingine, turns out haikuwa siku kama ingine. The leaders of tomorrow hakuona tomorrow. Lengo ilikuwa kusecure future, hiyo future hakusecure. Plain clothes walivaa mask, wali make sure vitu zina wako nikiwa benefit. Sivyo wana scramble no egg Benedict.
Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu, jeraha litapona lini? Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu, jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini?
Siku za hero wa Gen Z akimaliza kuwa trending topic, litabaki bila sani title ya mzazi. David akuslay giant, alitumiana salamu kwa simu, last alionekana ni kwa boot ya mbaru. Free little pigs waliambiwa wolf anaitisha meeting kwa nyumba ya nyasi. Nyumba ya mawe wagoje kiasi, mpango ya housing levy utani convince aje. Ali die for a worthy cause, comrade mulishare Colgate kupaka macho. Mkaoshwa na pink H2O unamgeukia trial ya bundles. Tomorrow's gonna come, niko stuck yesterday with my son.
Ajuae ni mama, uchungu wake mwana. Ajuae ni mama, uchungu wake mwana. Moyo wangu, haki utapata lini? Moyo
jeraha litapona lini?
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
All right, that is Juliani with Moyo Wangu, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike, the host with the most, Medusa myself. And we are just coming to the conclusion of our conversation. We have been discussing the fiscal year 2025-2026 and what that means for you. Are you going to be digging deeper into your pockets? Well, they are going to tell us as we hear their parting shot. And by they, I mean Irene, Nyiva, and Ndanu from Budgeti Hub. And as we conclude our conversation this morning, of course, there's a lot of talk about pending bills in Kenya, and not many people might know what exactly pending bills are. So give us an assessment of the pending bills. How much is it right now? What are they, and how do we deal with them? Yeah.
So pending bills is actually money that was spent, but is still pending payments.
Okay.
So what that would look like is assuming I'm a supplier and I supply IT equipment, and I supplied them to Nairobi County, but I'm not yet paid. So I supplied my equipment, but the county has not paid me. That's a hypothetical example. And the reason why pending bills have actually been like a big conversation is the national and the county government have an upward of 700 billion accrued in pending bills. And a twist to pending bills is that it's not termed as public debt. The way you'd think with the deficit that Nancy mentioned, that now we have a 923. So pending bills is actually separate from the debt and the deficit that we see. And why this is actually an area of concern is because as the national government and the county government maybe have areas where they've accrued debt, it would actually lead to a delay in services because this means that maybe certain ministries, departments, and agencies have actually debt. So what that means is that they are not able to effectively deliver on some of the services that they would want to. Another angle to it is on the business side, and I know people, small, medium enterprises actually want to do business, but if they've actually worked and supplied equipment or services that have not actually been paid, actually that's a strain on this other side in terms of how they can continue running their businesses, especially now where businesses are actually strained, and we've been seeing most of them running out of cash and actually closing. So I think that's why pending bills is really important. And I think our call to government has been if they can prioritize payment of the pending bills so that it can also enable the ministries, departments, and agencies to also function effectively. Yeah.
All right. Anything that we should know that Budgeti Hub is cooking? Let the people know. How do we get in touch with you? What are some of your current programs that are running that the Kenyan public should be knowing about?
Okay, so let me start by saying that at Budgeti Hub, we focus towards strengthening, the capacities of civil societies and citizens across the country, to influence any budget discussion or decision that is being made in the budgeting space or the public finance space. So what we've done over the years, we've been able to train budget facilitators through a comprehensive training that we always call budget facilitators training that spans for around 9 months. So we just graduated the final cohort on early this year. So for those budget facilitators that we've been able to train, they're from 47 counties. Okay, so what they are doing for them, they always have the the intention of training other people. So even during that process, we always make sure like they have budget champions that they're training from the places that they're coming from. And across the 47 counties, we've been able to, establish networks that we call regional budget hubs. So we have 5 regional budget hubs. We have one in the northern region. We have one in the Nairobi Central and Eastern region. We have another one in the Rift region, another one in the Lake, and the final we have the Coastal region. So it's a network, meaning the different civil societies and the different peoples that we've been able to train, and they've been able to train other people. They come together and they make sure within that region they're able to span out, the different activities, the different discussions that are happening. So for anyone who would like, to engage with, those hubs,
Yes.
they're always open because it's a network. So like they're able to train different people. So anyone who is interested, you can get in touch with the regional budget hubs coordinators, the people who coordinate, the activities that are happening within those hubs. And then for us, we also have, different engagements that we always call them. So at any place that we have these engagements, we are able even to call the budget champions and also the budget facilitators to come, and we have all these discussions, and we're able to influence different decisions. So for anyone interested, yes, you can have the contacts from the regional budget hubs, and also you can, notify us from, our contacts. We are available at our website, which we call Budgety Hub, in social media handles at Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We are there, Budgety Hub, and you'll find us, and we'll be able to get in touch with you and even post you to these regional budget hubs where you can get help in the different areas you feel you have gaps and you need support.
Right. And we will be sure to link all those links as well on our description box down below, so that you can get in touch with Budgety Hub. So unfortunately, we've come to the end of our conversation, but before we let you go, based on the reading, based on some of the work, some of the conversations that we've had today, what are your predictions as to where this budget blueprint leads us in the next fiscal year, and how do we navigate economic sustainability for the next fiscal year? What do you think we go from here? Where do we go from here? Start with you, Irene.
I think maybe where I'd start is as the CS read the budget, I think it ushers us in a phase where now the budget will be implemented. And it's very crucial for citizens to be on the lookout in terms of what the government committed to and what is actually happening. There are implementation reports that are always shared. So you can always access those just to, like, in a way, see where the level of progress in terms of the things that government had committed to, both at the county and at the national level. But maybe something that I'd mentioned, which I know happens in the implementation period, is the supplementary budgets, which have been, I'd say, have been in a way shifting some of the priorities that we see, especially for development kind of sectors. And water has been one that has really suffered. So the allocation is made, but now when we come to implementation, the budget is revised downwards. And most of the implementation things in terms of development are actually like left out. So I think even for citizens, maybe perhaps that could be an area of advocacy as they look into budget implementation. And of course, participate in the formulation of the 2026-2027 budget, which the formulation will happen, public participation happening once again, and just giving in your opinion, following through the process, because if you don't follow, if it's what we say is, if it's not budgeted for, it will not be done. So if you don't follow it through, it might actually not be budgeted for. And what that means is actually not be done. So I think my running call as I finish is just to urge people to participate and engage.
Right. Yeah. Oh, amazing. What about you? What's your parting shot?
Okay, so for me, the fact that we are seeing, our debt, our public debt is high, at currently standing at around 11.4 trillion, thereabout. So one prediction that I'm having is, even in the near future, our debt servicing will still remain a challenge. So that would mean even in the coming years, we will still see the government, trying to raise new tax measures to make sure we are not only, ensuring like our government expenditure is met, but also the debt is also met. Yeah, and for me, it's just to just always urge the government to look for the other alternatives, the way I was saying for the PPPs, the public-private partnership, to always look for those chances where they can, collaborate with these people and be able, to develop, the different development projects or programs that we have across all sectors, and also to emphasize on making sure like they close all these loopholes that we have in our tax system to make sure even the little that we have, we can achieve more.
Right.
Yeah, from it. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Ndanu, Irene, Nyiva, it has been the absolute pleasure of hosting you guys. Please come back again, because this definitely is a conversation that cannot end in 1 or 2 hours of this show. Yeah. So thank you so much for creating the time to come and speak to us on Power Radio. And thank you for the amazing work that you're doing with the public in terms of ensuring that you open up the space for them to publicly engage and also meaningfully engage with budgets that are for them, right? It's about the public. So thank you so much, and I hope that we can have this discussion some other time. Yeah, that has been our time with Ndanu and Irene Nyiva from Budgeti Hub. We have been looking critically at the fiscal year, the budget that has just been read, targeting towards what the fiscal year 2025-2026 is going to look like, and what that might portend for you as the Kenyan taxpayer, and also in terms of what happens to healthcare, what happens to education, what happens to water, agriculture, right? All that jazz. So if in case you missed this conversation, not to worry, just head out to our YouTube channel. The conversation still remains there. Search PAWA, that's Power Radio. Please subscribe also at it and watch this conversation that we've just had, so that you can have a better understanding of what the national budget allocations looked like, and also to give you a little bit of context of how the budgetary process and cycles look like. And from now is a goodbye. Now, let me tell you what's coming. On the 20th to the 21st of June, we are going to be having our Maandamano anniversary. Yes, you heard me right. We are going to be having a Maandamano exhibition. It's happening this Friday and Saturday. That's the 20th to the 21st of June from 9 a.m. all the way till 7 p.m. at the rooftop of the Westlands, the mall. The mall, it's in Westlands. Entry is absolutely free. Who can come? You and you and you. So please let everybody know around you. Let everybody know in your circles. We are going to be having a Maandamano exhibition. Power Radio is going to be live on location on ground for the 2 days. So please swing by, come and say hello to Masalams. Let's engage. And of course, this year's theme is We the People. And what exactly the Maandamano exhibition is really documenting Kenya's democracy history throughout since even pre-independence and up to this point where we currently are, and just kind of centering people power, centering what the protests and demonstrations have been looking like, and also centering what people taking up their space as the citizens to ensure that they are plugging into conversations that matter to them. So come through, come one, come all. Again, I repeat, entry is absolutely free. So I will see you on the Maandamano exhibition this Friday from 9 a.m. all the way till 7 p.m. But until then, Miss Caroline Murote comes in this morning from 11 a.m. with Shiva Sessions show for all things women. So you do want to stick around at 11 to find out what she shall be talking about. Then later on, our dynamic duo, of course, of DJ CJ Kenya alongside Elijah Mose come in with Gift of Gab for all things hip hop. So keep it Power Radio. For me, it's a goodbye, and I will see you on Friday. Bye bye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
When I go black, your flower, no, I'll let you bloom.
my fantasy. Let your soul feel this harmony. Push it closer, call it to zoom. Let me ignite every part of you. Spell it out, mama, tell me what you're feeling. Let my actions be what you're thinking.
Cause it tastes like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. You taste like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a Superman. Chochote utataka nitakupa ma. You're my girl.
Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man. I wanna climb to the top of the mountain, let you cruise on this endless sea. Open up the windows to your soul. I want you to see what you do to me. Watch my spirit melt into your arms. Freeze this time so we'll never be apart, baby. I know you're comfortable under my skin, so don't let go. Hold me close, let the energy flow from my head to my toes. Like this split, let's get lit. Wake back up, then we do it again, baby.
Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a Superman. Chochote utataka nitakupa ma. You're my girl.
Call me a number one, baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man.
Somebody call for my girl, call for my cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight's at west side, you're always gonna be my number one.
Somebody call for my man, call for me cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight is at west side, you're always gonna be my number one. Tell me how you want it, daddy. Tell me how you want it, papi. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and